Hello, my name is Carlos Diaz, and this is my summary on each marketing simulation. Throughout all the simulations, I had different requirements, and with all different requirements, they all sort of revolved around the same concepts we learned in marketing, such as the four P's. Um, the four P's: primary, secondary data, using feedback, using different channels, using different mediums to promote. But given the first one I'm going to talk about, it's going to be planning and the marketing mix. When I was going over this one, what I had issues was making all the four P's work together. My understanding was each P was sort of on its own, but what it came out to be was each P depended heavily on the other. For example, price. It's really important that the pricing is right, because if you have your competitor have similar products and your pricing is off just a little bit higher, if you don't have a brand reputation, they're more likely to just choose your competitor. And with the places, like, you could have the right price, you could promote it right, you could have the perfect product, but if you're not having it in the right places, it's never going to be in the place of your target segment. Like, if I have the perfect product for luxury and I'm advertising it, but I never have them at the stores that they will go to, the channels, they're never going to come across it. So it's important to make sure you have the right place. Promotion as well. You have the right price, place, product, but if you're not promoting it, how are people going to know your product is there or what it is? And when it comes to product, that's one of the most important, because that's your pretty much your bread and butter of your four P's. Like, the rest revolve around your product. So having all these four complement each other is really crucial. Talking about that, we rolled into buying behavior. This is where we understand the buying process that consumers go through. The first one being they search the information, or we need to make sure that the actual product fits their needs. Like, we can't be trying to sell something to a consumer that they don't need. So that's where we need to that's when we need to set our goals and use primary data or secondary data to see what our consumer wants. Once we get a basic idea of what our consumer wants, we create a product that we start selling. And once we start selling, we use that the post-purchase, like that feedback, those reviews, to see, okay, maybe how could we adjust this? Is the price too high? Is the quality that they want? What exactly are they looking for? And we can more fine-tune our product. So buying behavior is important because you need to understand all the processes that goes through, like identifying the needs. Then you need to see when the consumer is going to search information. Is your information readily available? Our prices need to be competitive with our competitors as well. You can't have similar products and way different price margins, because if that's the case, if we have such a high price margin, we might be in the same. We now might be hitting or targeting the right segment, and it might bump us up to more of a high-end outdoor segment or a luxury segment, when in reality we're trying to target a college students or school children. Then once they purchase, it's like, okay, they purchase, bam. Why did they purchase it? We need to see why they purchased it, what was right, and using that feedback to once again make adjustments as we need. So in the future, it can be more intel to what the consumer is actually really looking for. That's why buying behavior is important. And when it comes to buying behavior, segmentation and buying behavior and the four P's all go in hand, because depending on the target segment that you choose, really affects the four P's. Because it's not like one good set of P's fit all the target segments. You might have one good set of P's that are good specific for one target segment for like luxury, but that doesn't mean it's gonna work good for the outdoors. Maybe your promoting might be different, your channels, your stores, your products can be totally different. Like, they're both gonna have different needs. That's why it's important you understand your segmentation, what characteristics they're looking at, and you constantly look at that feedback that they're giving you to make the adjustments on your product. But using understanding segmentation and buying behavior. This rolls into market research. There's primary and secondary data. We need to understand the difference. Primary data is data that we look for specifically. Although it's more expensive, it's because it's targeting a more certain, precise data that answers your questions. Secondary data is more, it's not as expensive and as costly because this data is already out there. You're now more so collecting it and using it to make your, using it on your goals and your, but just know it's not going to answer your questions because this data research was not marketed or targeted specifically for what you're looking for. It's like you're just going on Google and looking at generic information that sort of fits what you're doing. That's the difference between primary and secondary data. Although primary data may be more expensive, by using this, you're able to really target what exactly you're trying to. By using primary data, you're more able to exactly answer the questions that you have when it comes to advertising and marketing. And once you've done that primary, secondary, market research, that's what leads to product development. Doing product development using what you gathered from the research, it gives you a better understanding of what exactly consumers are looking for. That's why oftentimes we might be on YouTube or something and get these surveys and see what product you're looking for or how could this improve. That's an example of primary research data. That's someone going in, spending money, getting data directly from us to see exactly what we're looking for, so that company and marketing firms can get this information and use it for their product development. And by using that, they're able to adjust the product. And once they make the product, they're able to use more market research to see what means a specific demographic would be in. By doing that, you're able to see, okay, I'm going to go for college students. College students are mostly on social media, so I'm going to put my advertisement on social media. And knowing that trends and shopping and indoor shopping is changing, a lot of people tend to do online shopping now. So is your place really going to be in a physical location, or is it going to be in a real location? And your promotion, how you're going to promote it, what position you're going to stand by it, understanding your demographics really is key with your product development. What's product development and everything? Once you have your product, you had to understand the price of your target segment in correlation with your product itself and what it offers. You can't have, it's not a monopoly where you have you're the only one with this product and you can price it at whatever you want. No, there's going to be a lot of competition. That's why pricing is crucial while still trying to maintain profit margins of approximately 50%. This is where seeing what your competitors are selling their product at is crucial to you, because you don't want to be so far off without having that brand reputation. Is it okay, well, pretty much the same thing, same features, but this person's $10 cheaper. Of course, you're going to choose your competitor if you don't have that reputation and that customer loyalty. So pricing in it accordingly, while still accounting for the cost of materials for your product and the promoting and the margin cuts and the profit and whatever other expenses are going to come into it. You still have to make sure that your pricing is competitive to where you're still profiting, so you don't go out of business. So pricing is another crucial one, because having a high price might take you out of some markets, but having too low a price might not get you into some other markets. So you need to see what exactly you're targeting, so you can get a general estimate of what target range, what price range you need to be at. So when you're promoting this, you're able to really fit where you need to be to where your target segment is actually wanting to buy your product. When it comes to that, once you understand that, you have to understand your retail strategy, because once you have the price settled, you have to add channels. You have to see how you're going to promote it and what position you're going to stand. By understanding what channels you're going to use and what position and where your target is, it really ties down all the 4 P's together, because now you're in the promote phase of it. Once you're promoting it, you need to see how you're going to promote it. Once you see how you're going to promote it as a luxury outdoors university, and you have a price established, okay, how am I going to get there now? What channels am I going to use? Am I going to use retail, online, discounted retail, luxury? Using this is where that research data comes along as well. Like, what is going to work for like your target? A luxury target may actually want to go out to the store and shop around, as opposed to a university student. They might just have they might preference online shopping. If it's children, they might be looking for backpacks at discounted retailer stores. Integrated marketing communication. This is how you actually stand your position. You have to know how to position yourself with your product. If you're positioning it to luxury, you're not going to want to be fun or funky or anything like that. You're going to want to be luxurious, fashionable, bold. If you're doing wilderness, you're going to want to have a position of durable, good capacity. If you're targeting university, you're going to want to be a little bit more laid back, more relaxed. That's what's important. You understand the position and how you're going to do this. Like I said, once again, if you're targeting luxury, are they really going to be on the gym or the comic book? No, like, it doesn't make sense. You have to understand where you might expect these people to be and how to reach them. Lastly, when it came to the marketing mix, you have to understand how to use feedback that you're getting. Like, you're not going to get everything right the first time, but like the first time your product might flop, but using that post-purchase feedback, you're able to adjust your product. Like, marketing mix is tough because it's sort of a combination of all. Like, you really have to get them all right at this point. Like, you can't just be right on the price on the product but not have the right promotion and pricing. Like, you need to understand like what your product is, what position you stand, how you're promoting it, where your target segment is, and how exactly to get it to your consumers to where they choose to buy yours once you're doing once you're evaluating other options and researching it. So overall, in this class, these marketing simulations really helped me a lot, because instead of just reading it, I was able to get not really a real experience, but a simulated version of how marketing may work, and if I'm putting a team, what's expected of me, and how to use information and make it to where I can do something with it instead of just reading it as stagnant data. Now it's useful, and I've used it in my current business, seeing how I position myself, how I'm targeting, seeing where my target may be, what place I want to be at. And overall, this course is really great. It gave me insight to marketing, and I'm really hoping to look into more marketing classes.